What's up guys, my name's Diachronic, your host here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about the Nightfall, which is going to be the Pyramidion on this week. We're going to be talking about how to get through this one fast, efficiently, and easily. There's a couple of different parts that are a little difficult, especially considering there is no way to get your time back on this one. There is no burn, but there is a very exciting new one. It's kind of like Catapult from the previous game, but basically all of your abilities charge really fast, except for your super, obviously, and this actually makes it really fun just throwing grenades and throwing punches at all times. Makes this a really fun Nightfall and an actually really good one to get the Rat King on. If you guys are a Titan or a Warlock, you are in luck because the best grenade in the game is the Pulse Grenade. They both have that in their Arc subclass, and it is amazing. If you've never used the Pulse Grenade, it is incredible. It basically just hits a spot and it starts doing damage like 8 times in the same spot, like bang, 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 bang. It's incredible, does tons of damage. If you're ever trying to do damage to Callus in the raid or the dogs in the raid or anybody, the Pulse Grenade is the best thing to do. Screw all the other supers, that is the best thing to do. Anyways, this is mostly a kind of straightforward kind of raid. I recommend in the first part, shoot the enemies before doing the plates. You're going to waste a lot of time if you just jump in there and die. This seems to be one of the more difficult parts of the raid. Other parts are the lasers. I would honestly just take your time. You can see how we died like all the time, just every time, and you can see how we still made Rat King time even though we died so many times in a row. We're still able to make the time because of the fact that this is a more easy Nightfall, and just keep chucking grenades. If you're a Titan, I recommend going in the top side where you can have double grenade. It makes having grenades even faster because while you're throwing one grenade, the other one's already charging, or it's charging it while you're not thinking about your grenade, and it makes it so you have grenades a lot faster, a lot more often. Of course, the Warlock has a single grenade, but it's still very powerful with the Warlock. As far as the Hunter, I don't really like very many of them. I tried Gunslinger, didn't like very many of those grenades. The Arc Strider has that good kind of little scanny thing that shoots out a bolt at the enemies there. I also had the Lucky Raspberry, which made it so if it did damage, it had a chance to respawn. So I was just chucking those nades like ridiculous. But overall, I would say that the Hunter definitely has lucked out with grenades because they're just not that powerful. When it comes to other weapons, it really doesn't matter. Pick your favorite, pick your highest level light. It doesn't matter. I was using a Mida. A Mida is very effective and fun, and everything else really just doesn't matter because they have tons and tons of grenades to shoot for you. I think most of these shields in this one is going to be Void, so if you want to use Void, I recommend Void if you want to use it. Power weapons, you got rockets and shotguns. Those are all very good, and fusion rifles. For the boss is something you're definitely going to want to keep at a mid-range engagement. Other than that, there's really not too many hard sections. If you stay together as a team, you're reviving each other and just chucking nades. The biggest thing is you want to stay safe and stay alive and don't take too many chances, because you can continually throw grenades at a ridiculous rate and just keep killing the enemies without any problem at all. When it comes to the lasers, like I said before, just take your time. You're gonna die so many times at this part. Every single time you see a laser, don't run. Just take a second, wait for the good cycle, go through, and then keep going. There's a couple of places you can run past the enemies. If you have a high enough light level, you can survive. I don't recommend doing this first section. After that first section there's a spot. I don't recommend doing too much of that on your Sparrow. I was able to make it, but the second time I was not able to, and I had to wait a long time. I recommend just running through the section because you do take more damage on a Sparrow for some reason, and once you get to the end, you can keep going for as long as possible. Another section of an area you can keep running past is the later section right before the boss. You can run past a whole bunch of enemies there. Just keep an eye on the objective and keep on going through. And then I also have the video kind of running in the background for you guys to see what we did. I don't think we ran past too many of them, but we did run past a few of them. So if you guys want to see the rest of the Nightfall, I'm going to be leaving it at the end of this video and not talking too much. When it comes to the boss, again, the boss, if you have not seen his mechanics, you gotta damage him until he goes into his little force field. Then you gotta step on both of the different plates in order, one at a time, and then he'll go out of his thing, damage him. He'll repeat that phase until he gets around half health, and then he'll start to do the phase where he just kind of walks around and shoots you. And again, you guys should be able to damage him with those pulse grenades so freaking fast. It is ridiculous. When it comes to the boss, I actually did something that was really clever. I didn't even realize at the time how clever it was. If you're right next to the boss and you are a Titan with a pulse grenades and all that stuff, what you can do is put up one of those big shields, the tall shields, and actually just hide behind that tall shield, because that tall shield is able to block his melee, and just keep on going in and out behind that shield and just throwing grenades at him and just not worrying about the boss entirely, because he's just going to keep trying to melee you and not be able to do it. And because your shield recharges so fast, by the time he breaks it, you can just put up another shield. And if you have multiple people, maybe some warlock empowering rifts or healing rifts there, you can literally just sit right next to the boss and just destroy him. You can also have Titans just set up the shields all the way around, so those ads won't be a problem. The ads were a bit of a problem the second time we did it, when we didn't have any Titans at all, so that was a bit more difficult, especially when I was a hunter at that time. It was very difficult. But overall, again, just try to stay alive, stay far away from the boss if you can, because of the fact that he does do a lot of damage to a lot of his ads, and just keep on checking grenades. You're more valuable alive than you are dead, and you should be able to make it if you don't die in the boss a few times. The one reason I recommend sitting right next to the boss with that shield in front of him is the fact that he's going to continually try to melee you and not move. I think that was the key to our success in the last section, because he will not move from that spot. He will just continually try to melee you, and you continually break off parts of his head. Again, he'll just keep on stumbling and staying right there, which makes it a very effective spot for killing the boss. And I had a shotgun, which is also very nice, Hawthorne's Forge, which is an amazing shotgun. If you've ever tried it, try it in PvP. It kills me like every time. I couldn't believe it. It was ridiculous. Anyways, that's the video from me. Again, I'm gonna let the Nightfall run out in the background for you guys to see the whole thing if you wanted to see it. We did complete it in Rat King time, and it was the first try, and we really just made tons and tons of mistakes. So if you guys just do what we said here, don't die, just stay safe and don't die as much, then you should be able to make it without a single problem, especially considering I only switched to Striker like halfway through the strike, and I didn't even realize because I forgot about it. Anyways, that's the video for you guys today. Hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure you leave a like down below if you didn't like it, you did enjoy, you did learn. My name's Nightchronic, and I'll see you guys on the next one.